Janice, are you there?
At your service, sir.
Give me Scarlett Johansson.
Will do, sir.
So you knew him. Did you ever find him attractive, or was it like one other time all of a sudden it looked different?
I mean, you know, he's a very, I think, a very cute guy, but
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I honestly, like, well, I mean, for one, I mean, I don't know, like, for what it is, I mean, I would have never known. I mean, I feel like...
Scarlett Johansson chooses her words carefully not to disrespect her husband. Says, timing was right. Welcome to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Yesterday we made a video about Chad's leftovers. And for today's video, we go back to one of our favorite leftover women, Drew Barrymore. She has Scarlett Johansson on the show and she put her on the spot with a great question. We have to freeze the footage because of copyright issues. We'll put the original video on Patreon. Now it's time for us to dive into this and do what we have to do. Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we?
I was wondering, like, do you have any dating advice for me?
for you?
Yes.
What do you need dating advice for? You're you.
Because I kind of just want to hear your take on dating advice.
Apparently, being you is not working for you, Miss Barrymore. Fellas, stop taking advice like just be yourself if you're not getting the results that you are looking for. What have you accomplished by just being yourself? If you're not getting the results that you want by just being yourself, this means you will have to make a change. It starts with the man in the mirror. Look at him. Because if just being yourself is not getting you the results that you want, you might have to become the best version of yourself. You might have to become yourself 2.0, yourself 3.0. You have to keep upgrading, keep updating, keep improving yourself until you get the results that you want. It is what it is. And I know that you can do it. You know why? Because we men, ain't we? We men, ain't we? Shit. I'm happy that Scarlett Johansson said that because I will come back to this later. Let's continue.
I'm so happy being single. I don't feel desperate. I've got kids, so my cup runneth over. I have the most incredible friends, the most amazing
Are you
job.
dating?
I try, but I am so obsessed with the collective conscious of how difficult it can be.
How do you meet people?
Well, that's a big part of the problem.
I said we men, ain't we? I didn't say we women, ain't we? Because Drew Barrymore is 47 years old. 47, okay? She hit the wall. Men are naturally not attracted to wall hitters, but there are men out there that would love to date her. The 56-year-old former supermodel is proof of that. Drew Barrymore is not interested because she has a net worth of $125 million. The man she's looking for is not your average Joe, and she is not gonna find him on a dating app. She stopped acting, and with the pandemic, she's not able to run into the guys she used to like she did in the past. That's why she asked Scarlett Johansson for dating advice. Now hear what she has to say.
I don't know. I can't imagine what dating would be like with kids. Well, that's not true. I had my daughter when I met Colin, but you know, we met at SNL and it was like I'd known him for a very, very long time through my first year hosting was his first year writing. So that was eons ago.
Aha! Sounds familiar, right?
Tell everybody how you met. We met 15 years ago at one of my house parties, and we were friends, and then we reconnected 2019, Thanksgiving in the Hamptons, and we've been inseparable ever since.
Just like Paris Hilton, Scarlett Johansson reconnected with the guy she friend-zoned over a decade ago. Drew Barrymore doesn't have one of those backup men. I'll explain what I mean with one of those later. Now pay attention to what Scarlett is about to say next.
It's so funny because Colin wrote a lot of those characters and like all those pieces and stuff. And it's such a funny thing like looking back on it now. But you know, it was just the timing was good. Like when we met, the timing was right.
She said timing. She said when they met, the timing was good. Sounds familiar, right?
it's so weird that it's about the timing, right? Because you met him, but it wasn't the right time for him or for you. And then it just seems like he's like the perfect guy for you.
He really is.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for a nice guy yet.
Once again, timing. And then Paris Hilton says she wasn't ready for a nice guy yet. It was not the time for a nice guy yet. Now listen to Drew Barrymore's question.
So you knew him. Did you ever find him attractive, or was it like one other time all of a sudden it looked different?
This question is gold because it puts Scarlett Johansson on the spot. This is what we talk about all the time in this space. Women don't have all day. Their time is limited and they don't make the right choices when it's prime time, when they are the most attractive. I mean, Scarlett Johansson is 37 years old and still looks good. But Scarlett Johansson in her early 20s, woo! So let's listen to her answer.
I mean, you know, he's a very, I think, a very cute guy. But you know, at the other times that I was there, I was, you know, in a relationship, and I was not like, you know, like, oh, he's cute, but you know, whatever.
Right.
And this time, the timing was right. It was like I think he looked differently to me because I was available. Like, it was just, the timing has to be right.
Look at Drew Barrymore's face. She's like, gotcha, biatch. Got you, Black Widow. You didn't know I was gonna ask you this question, did you now? This also happened to Chad.
For what it is, I mean, I would have never known. I mean, I feel like there's like that attraction.
Yeah.
For me.
Look at that face. You see? It doesn't matter what you say. The damage is already done. The only thing you can do now is damage control. She didn't pick Mr. SNL first because he was never her first choice. Never. Scarlett Johansson has been married 2 times before she married Mr. SNL. So this is her 3rd marriage. And Scarlett Johansson has an average of being married for 3 years. And this is year 3 of her current marriage. Let's see how long this will last, because we all know 2nd marriages, 3rd marriages have an even greater chance of ending in divorce. One more thing, I told you Drew Barrymore doesn't have one of those backup men. And what I mean is that Colin has a net worth of $10 million. Paris Hilton's husband has a net worth of $40 million. Even though Scarlett Johansson and Paris Hilton make way more money than their husbands, their backup husbands are still multi-millionaires. They might not be Chads, but they are not average Joes either. We've done videos of wealthy women in their 40s still single because they won't settle for average Joe. They just can't.
I want him to be successful. I'm not gonna lie. I want you to at least meet me where I'm at, because I've got goals, I've got dreams, I've got aspirations. It's literally what I was just telling you, why I'm still dating and trying to figure it out, because I've always put my goals and my careers in front of everything else. So I need to be with a man that's gonna be ambitious, period.
And for the average woman that hit the wall, you cannot compare yourself with Scarlett Johansson, Jennifer Lopez, Paris Hilton even. Yesterday we talked about Chad's leftovers. If it was 40-year-old Scarlett Johansson as the new Bachelorette, it would be a different story, because there are levels to this.
I think like I've definitely been in relationships where the timing was not right, and I also kind of think you have to recognize when it's not. Obviously, if you know if it's not the right person, it's not the right person. But sometimes it's a good person, but the timing is off, and it's important to be open to that too. Like, you know what I mean?
Manosphere, we working. Protect yourself at all times. This video has officially been highlighted.